We continue looking at the Church United. No longer just Jews, but also inclusion of the Gentiles. What are some of your favorite things? Some of my favorite things are birds and sunshine and long walks and mountain views and cold ice water and hot tea and spending time with friends and family. And I love to eat food. Some of my favorite food are collard greens and cornbread and chocolate pie. What are some of your favorite things? Although we have a lot of favorite things that we enjoy, nothing compares to Jesus. Jesus is better. In our lesson today, we're going to see just how Jesus is better. And you see some of the things on our picture here. Jesus is better guarantee. He's a better way to endure. He's a better faith. He's a better hope. He's a better deal. He's a better blood. He's a better way of life. He's a better promise. Everything is better in Jesus.
Good morning. Today's story is from Hebrews chapter 1 through 8. We will be discussing that Jesus is better. The early church was made up of almost all Jewish believers who were persecuted for following Jesus. Because their lives had become difficult, many believers began to wonder if following Jesus was even worth it. Some had even thought about giving up on Jesus altogether. The Holy Spirit helped a Christian leader write words of encouragement to the early church in the book of Hebrews. He wrote, "Long ago, God spoke to his people through the prophets," our major and minor prophets we often talk about. Now he speaks through Jesus. Jesus is God's Son, and he is like God in every way. Jesus is better than the angels because he is God's Son and the eternal King and Creator of everything, who sits at the right hand of God. But Jesus humbled himself to become lower than the angels for a time when he became a man. Jesus became a person like us to die and then rise again. Jesus' work rescues people from sin. All who believe in him become his brothers and sisters. Jesus became like us in every way so that he could become a merciful and faithful high priest for us. He's greater than the high priest of the Old Testament. Because Jesus suffered and was tempted, he is able to help us when we are tempted. This is why Jesus is the greatest. He is greater than even Moses, who parted the Red Sea, who was a faithful servant of God. But Jesus was even better servant. God used Moses to bring the law to his people, but God used Jesus to bring the gospel. This is why we cannot turn away from Jesus. Instead, we need to encourage one another each day so that we do not give in to sin. We do not want to be like the Israelites, who Moses led out of Egypt and then rebelled against God and perished in the wilderness. The Israelites wanted to rest in the land of rest, but even Joshua could not provide rest for his people. We want to enter into God's rest, and Jesus has provided something even better than land. The promised land? Better than that? Yep, he has. Spiritual rest in him. Because Jesus is such a great high priest for us, we can hold fast to our faith. Jesus knows our weaknesses because he became human and was tempted, although he never sinned. Because of Jesus, we can approach God with boldness, and he will give us mercy and grace. This is why Jesus is better than anything and why we cannot turn away from him. The first covenant that God provided through Moses has been replaced by a second, a better covenant through Jesus. Salvation is found only in Jesus. Jesus is better than anyone and anything. He is the better prophet, the better priest, and the better king. Everyone who trusts in Jesus has salvation from sin through his perfect life, death, and resurrection. Praise be to God for his great gift of Jesus.
We're going to continue learning about church planting missionaries in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for our missions moment this morning. The Wiltons tell people there about Jesus. Jesus is our great high priest who brought a better covenant. Let's find out more about the city where the Wiltons are helping people to know that Jesus is better than anyone else. And following the video, be sure to pray for the Wiltons and other missionaries who are serving around our country and our globe. Have a great week.
This is Pittsburgh. Many people say there are two sides to this city. There's the historic side, the one with factories, smokestacks, and steel mills. Pittsburgh was once considered the mighty city that built the world. Many people from Pittsburgh are proud of where they came from, but they are also excited about where they are going. The up-and-coming side. These days, it's not easy to find a steel mill, but you don't need to look hard to find a tech company, new businesses, or new construction. Now Pittsburgh is home to many people who are looking to move to a modern city with lots of potential. That makes it the perfect place for missionaries too. Missionaries are partnering with other pastors and Jesus followers to reach all sides of the city with the gospel. God is at work in Pittsburgh. Churches are starting. People are choosing to follow Jesus and lead others to Jesus. You can partner with Pittsburgh too. Pray that the whole city will become a gospel-centered city.